Today marks the 25th anniversary of the Al-Qaeda terrorist attack against the U.S. embassies in Nairobi and Dar es Salaam, which killed 224 innocent Americans and Africans and wounded over 4,500. On this day, we honor the families of 10 Tanzanians who lost their lives. And we join with the people and the governments of Kenya and Tanzania in honoring the sacrifices of the victims of this heinous act. There's a sign right over here that sort of puts things in focus. The act aimed at weakening the relationship between the United States and Tanzania, but ours is a long-standing brotherhood that cannot be weakened. That's what the sign says over my shoulder. The United States government remains steadfast in our commitment to protect American officials and locally employed staff who dutifully serve our nation in jobs in embassies and consulates all over the world. We are resolute in working with our partners to combat terrorism and violent acts of extremism in East Africa, around the region, and indeed around the world. We are committed to peace and stability. Tanzania's greatest gift and greatest example for the world is its peace, its cooperation, and its presentation of a united republic where diversity in religion and ethnic groups is respected and deeply honored. Honoring Tanzanian and American shared vision for the future, we must maintain peace and stability. And at the same time, we must make sure with equal intensity and intentionality that prosperity through trade and investment is a focus of our relationship. We must move to a point in Tanzania where our investment realizes in-country mineral processing of Tanzania's sovereign resources. The focus of the future should be that resources are not just mined in Tanzania, but that value-added productivity is created in Tanzania, where resources are mined and made in Tanzania. The resources are not just extracted and exported, but where they are extracted, processed, and refined in Tanzania. Later this afternoon, I will be meeting with American business interests around that point specifically. We must change our focus taken away from Tanzania and focus on building in Tanzania the capacity for Tanzanian people to gain wealth and prosperity from its own resources. It is our commitment to create an environment in Tanzania where jobs and stability, opportunities for development of human capital is not just talked about, but is actually realized. And in that same vein, we will work hard to make sure that Tanzania increases its democratic space where people of different opinions are welcomed and engagement in political conversation is open and honest and welcomed by all. Tanzania is moving in the right direction. We have an obligation to make sure that we work with Tanzania to ensure that Tanzania's own development represents the kind of future that Tanzania wants to see, and that we embrace that Tanzanian future. Thank you again for being with us on this solemn occasion as we look at the past and reflect where we must go toward the future.